your other decision to cut the working hour week, that is not one that I've seen, and I was like, what? It was puzzling, because you might be in e-commerce, which is maybe kind of protected a bit from coronavirus and might have some benefits, but even so, that is a unique decision, and I think one that a lot of people would want to ask you about. So where did that come from to start with, and why?
Yeah. I think we've read about it some years ago or so. There's another guy in Bielefeld, I think, who has some kind of marketing agency and cut his workload to 25 hours a week or so, which is even more special as he really does projects and works with clients very closely. So he had to tell his clients, so we are only reachable until 1 o'clock or so. So
wow.
That was probably even more heavy.
Yeah.
And there are also some models in the world. I think there was Microsoft Japan who introduced a 4-day work week or so. And so we've sometimes seen this news in the media, or articles. I read articles about it. And then when it comes to the new work thing we thought about, and to the remote first thing we thought about, and we also thought about other new work possibilities, and then stumbled upon this workload reduction thing again, I would say. And maybe you've heard of Parkinson's law, which states that the work is expanding in the time available. So especially in our area, where we do a lot of knowledge working, and you have to be very focused and concentrated. We thought it might be possible that you work fewer hours but achieve the same thing, or maybe even more than you did before. And I think it could be difficult if you work in some kind of manufacturing, or of course in medical or something like this. You always have to be you need to have the time, I would say. But especially in our industry, where you do really lots of knowledge working, we thought, okay, it could work out, and on the other hand, could improve employee satisfaction by far, even for existing employees, but also for new employees. And so this really was one of the reasons why we decided to introduce or to cut workload by 25%, while keeping pay, while keeping everything the same amount of vacation or holiday days and so on. And that's what we're doing now for more than 2 months, and we do not see any negative impact so far. So really worked out so far. And we had this kind of deadline or exit date, which is end of this year. So we've said to all of our employees, so if it does not work out until the end of the year, we will roll back to 40 hours. However, I think we've already made the decisions to keep it like this, as I said, really positive impact on personal life of employees, on productivity, and also on new hires, of course.
So the decision for you wasn't that it would create, any specific productivity value. It was just that you don't need those extra; they're unnecessary. Those extra 10 hours, and you can be just as productive. So the real value is the value to the employees, and then to you.
Exactly.
Retention. Stuff
exactly.
Like that.
So I think the goal really was to keep the same productivity as with 40 hours, but then have the positive side effects like satisfaction and personal life, hires, and all this kind of stuff. And so at the moment, I think there might be an increase in productivity for some people and for some departments maybe. And so actually, I do not see any reason why to get back to 40 hours, at least in our specific environment, would say.
Yeah. So this is definitely not a one-size-fits-all idea.
Probably,
but for you guys, you are certainly evidence that it can work, it does work. And actually, I can imagine for the people that you have working for you at the moment, they love it. And in your new talent acquisition, that is something that I would be, as a recruiter, I'd be shouting about. That is how you then just slightly turn the heads of that talent that otherwise would be unobtainable. And when there's that much competition, that can be the edge between the quality of people and knowledge that you bring in and how long it takes. So I think you're certainly a case for other companies to maybe look at it a bit more seriously. They might have read a few articles like you did and just kind of dismissed them, but after hearing this, maybe they'll go back and read a few more and maybe even give it a go. So I think you have a really interesting story this year. One of the most unusual, certainly, that I just wanted to share with people. So you guys, by the sounds of it, are also going to be hiring new people over the next years. So, whilst we're talking, it'd be good to understand, like, first of all, what are the main types of talents that you feel like you need to bring into the business?
It's actually any department we have where we're looking for new people. So we do not do any sales. So that's maybe interesting. So we do not hire salespeople at all. And
the product
so we
must
are hiring,
speak for itself.
Yeah, we only hire it, or we only sell the product through marketing, but we do not. We try to not to call or email personally to clients. So and it worked out so far. So we do not do any sales. So that's probably the only position we are not hiring for at the moment. But especially tech positions are still very heavy for us, or very heavy to place. And so that's probably the biggest or most interesting part for us at the moment. So tech support, but even developers, infrastructure people, so really anything around tech.
And your tech stack is like a Microsoft.NET?
Yeah, it's Microsoft.NET in the back end and SQL Server in the back end, and Angular on the front end side.
Okay. And your tech team, so they need to speak German, or do you guys work in English?
At the moment, it's German. So we just hired our first employee in France. However, she is originally from Germany, so there's still German as a main language. And tech recruiters always tell us to switch to English to get a bigger pool of applicants. But at the moment, it's still German. So we'll see how it ends.
Yeah, for you, because you have such a unique employment offering, it's not going to be as difficult to get the German language skills, because that talent pool will be stimulated by what you're offering anyway. But it sounds like people that are applying, they don't need to be in Germany either. So if there's anyone watching that is in another part of the world, they can still make an application and have a talk with you guys.
Exactly, yeah. Language is more important than place. So if it's Bali or Indonesia.
What a dream. I would love to be working for. I was actually supposed to be in Bali right now, but
really?
that's a different story I can't talk about because it might bring me to tears. But anyway, this was I think a really interesting talk. I think you've shared some stories that are actual real evidence of like a new type of work, which might just be inspiring for some people. So thanks a lot for taking the time out, and I think we'll end it there.
Thank you, Jamie. Have a good one.
Cheers.